Hey guys, so before I even say anything else, I want to apologize in advance for the heater that you can most likely hear. It's very cold outside, so it is very cold in pretty much every room of the house. I just chose the room that was mostly the least cold at the moment, which surprisingly happens to be my room. Normally it's the coldest. But anyway, this is the last video that I will film for 2018. It is actually currently December 28th, but I am filming this yearly wrap-up thing in advance in hopes that I can edit it in time and have it up on the 31st after editing 2 other videos and having them out between then. That is something that I will be doing today in between sleeping. So that's the goal. But I just wanted to go through, everything that happened this year, everything I did this year, everything I didn't do this year, so on and so forth. So I will say right off the bat that 2018 was not my year. I feel like my anxiety got a lot worse, sometimes revolving around writing, sometimes revolving around everything and anything else. And I feel like this year it was incredibly easy for someone just talking to me to accidentally trigger an attack or a heart-pounding, heart-racing moment. And that's not their fault, it's my fault I won't even say it's my fault. I have anxiety, and it's not something that I can necessarily control. It's not something that means I'm broken or wrong or anything like that. But it's been very difficult this year because of that, and sometimes it's very difficult to get off my ass and write something or edit something or do anything book related, but I have managed to write or edit something every single day regardless, just because I don't want to break the habit. And for the most part, that's gone okay. There have been times where it's just been way too much and I knew that I shouldn't have done it. And even on those days where it's like 20 words that I've written, it's still like, wow, I should have just taken a break today and not done that. But even outside of that, my knuckles and my wrists acting up were really bad this year. That fall that I took when I went on a run with my dog, that really screwed up progress for a while. I had a lot of bad headaches. I had a lot of jaw pain that I had never dealt with before, outside of my normal like TMJ and jaw out of place pains. I think I even had a rib out of place this year. It's been an adventure, but even outside of all of that, I still accomplished something this year. And I've harped on myself all year long about how I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be, and none of this is where it's supposed to be, and I'm not far enough along in my books, and whatever. And that's true. But I was finally going back through and looking at my books that I've edited and written this year and all of that, and even I'm more than aware that I've been way too hard on myself this year, which normally I acknowledge, but it's like something that you just tell yourself. But I have actual physical proof that I've been too hard on myself this year. In 2017, I wrote 29 books by December 30th. Yeah. And only 2 of those had been started in 2016. The Dollhouse Murderer had been started November 30th of 2016, and Hide and Clap had been started December 29th of 2016, and then they were both finished in January within a day of each other. So I had wrote 29 books by December 30th in 2017. This year, and this is what has set me off almost all year, I have written 19 books, counting novels, novellas. I think those are the only 2 things that I write. Yeah, novels and novellas. And just the idea that I've been stuck at 19 instead of that 29. I'm 10 books behind where I was last year, more or less. And that's set me off all year. I haven't accomplished much of anything. I've had all of these setbacks. This year's been terrible. Whatever. I've been super hard on myself, though, because I've done a shit ton of editing this year, which is not something that I have ever taken into account when I have looked at these numbers. Last year I edited 15 books, and 4 of those. 4 of those books were not mine. 4 of those books were edited for, well, 3 of them were for a writer friend that I met through Instagram, and 1 of them was a writer that I met on Wattpad who asked me to edit her stuff. And I did. But then this year, I edited 26 works. So, when you look at the numbers in comparison, it's very clear to me that I was way too hard on myself. And I am aware that I'm always way too hard on myself, but this time it's like I have actual numerical proof that I was too hard on myself, and I need that numerical, physical, scientific proof for me to acknowledge it. Otherwise it's just like, well, yeah, I am, but whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. But when I actually have the numbers in front of me, I'm able to like accept that, okay, it's time to chill out. And because I have those numbers, this month I've actually been taking it incredibly easy. I'll maybe write 100 words a day. Today, I think, is the most words I've written all month, at least. I've written over 1,000 words today because I was being adventurous. I felt adventurous with the untitled mystery thing. I had a couple scenes pop into my head, jotted those down. It went very well. I was very surprised. Since I've taken it easy, my knuckles have been much better this month. My wrists have been much better this month, save for when I was attacked by a box of wipes in Walmart, where they like jumped off the shelf and attacked my wrist. But that's not the point. But I feel better in general. There's still a part of me that worries that taking even a minor break, and again, I'm still writing and editing every day, but I'm worried that taking even a minor break sets me way back for next year, where I'll have to get back into the groove of writing more and more and more every day, and get back into the groove of, well, there's this book and we need this many words, there's this book, we need this many words, you know, that kind of thing. But that's for 2019 Courtney to deal with, and that's her problem. This is my problem. But I'm looking at, you know, the edits that I've accomplished this year, and I know that some of them were huge pains in the asses, to say the least. The cut to the kill edits weren't huge deals, but I edited the first 5. I did re-edits on the first 5 Baker books, and I'm currently in progress on the 6th one, but I don't think that'll be finished until the new year. But I did the re-edits for the first 5, and those were incredibly difficult for me, because I cannot stand the main character of that series, and the fact that I ever wrote that character, like, kills me inside, because I cannot stand her at all. My chinchilla just jumped off of her ramp. I apologize for that noise. But when I look at what books I edited this year, when I know that I had a hell of a time making it through the 5 Baker books, the first 5. I'm having a hell of a time making it through the 6th one so far too, and I'm only on chapter 2. But I did all of those. Ashes in the Light was easy the first edit because I did not care about anything but grammar. And then it slowly started becoming a pain in the ass during the 3rd edit, I believe, when I realized how much needed to change, that all of these things needed to be removed, that all these things needed to be added, whatever. Edit number 4 took a million years. And that one, like, killed my very soul. And I only just finished edit number 4 on the 24th. And when I look at the books I edited this year, and it's like, no wonder I wasn't able to make it to 29 written books, because I put so much time into edits this year. And that's okay. It's okay to put more time into the editing than the writing one year, or do it reverse the other, or even do it reverse one month and then do it the opposite way the other month. That's okay. It just takes actual physical written down proof to drill it through my thick skull. but I did do something this year, so The other thing that really hit me this year was that I got nowhere close to my self-publishing goal. I wanted to have It Starts With Goodbye, Ashes in the Light, and Cut to the Kill out this year, and that just didn't happen. It Starts With Goodbye didn't go as planned, and then I got hurt on my fall. And then Ashes in the Light definitely didn't go as planned. I've had the covers designed for Ashes in the Light and Cut to the Kill for months, if not closing in on a year at this point. It's been a while since I've had them designed, because I had every intention of getting them out this year. When it first started settling in my head that would be impossible, it really took its toll on me and my writing progress and my editing progress and the progress of those 2 books and everything like that. And that's usually what happens when I set a goal and I realize I'm not going to reach it. Instead of reconvening and replanning right away, I sit on that in this huge turmoil for a very long time first, and let it get to my head and let it get to my anxiety, and I let it get to every single part of me before I'm like, okay, let's sit down and figure out what we can do here to fix that. Again, because I'm way too hard on myself. But because of that, and because of everything else that I feel went wrong this year, 2018 has not been my year, and that's okay to admit. It's okay to admit that whether it be the physical issues or the mental health issues or the anxiety issues or any of the other stuff, no matter what it is, it's okay. And I know that that's hard to hear or even hard to accept sometimes. It's very hard to accept that it's okay to admit that not meeting a goal is okay, because we're taught in like high school anyway. I don't know about you, but I was basically taught by certain teachers that if I set a goal, I had to meet it, or else I wasn't living up to everybody else's expectations. And I pushed myself way too hard in high school, and I pushed myself way too hard in the college classes I took, and I burnt myself out before I even graduated. And I have carried that burnout from 2016 until right now. And I'm probably going to continue to carry that burnout. My chinchilla is going to run on her wheel right now, because she's a chinchilla. But accepting the fact that it's okay to not meet those goals, accepting the fact that it's okay to sit down, reconvene, and replan, and re-goal, make a new goal, is okay, has just taken a very long time for me. And I think it will always take a long time. I don't think that's something that I'll just wake up one day and be like, well, that goal didn't go as planned, time to reconvene. I don't think that'll ever be possible for me. This isn't a group project in high school, so it doesn't really work that way for me, because I'm not planning it out for other people. I'm only planning it out for me, and I'm much harder on myself than I am on other people. So there's all of that. But I mean, I'll say it again, 2018 was not my year, but when I sit down right here on the 28th and look back at the numbers, when I look back at the books written and the books edited, I know that I accomplished something. I know that I finally completed the Ashley Jones trilogy. I know that I made progress on the re-edits of the Baker series, and I know that I'm closing in on finishing it completely. I know that I am almost entirely done with Cut to the Kill. I'm working on formatting it right now. I'm working on formatting it so I could do the 8th edit, so that way I can get it onto KDP. I'm getting there. It's taking time, but I'm getting there. I know that I just finished the 4th edit of Ashes in the Light, and that I'm going to start edit number 5 on January 1st. I know that I have more books to come and more books to be edited and written and characters planned and all of that. And I know that even though 2018 was not my year, I know that I accomplished something. And sitting here on the 28th, that's something. Which is about all I can give myself right now. But that's all I have for 2018. It has been a lot of work. It has been a lot of finding new methods. It's been a lot of working around issues, and it's been a lot of evolving in different ways in writing and editing and dealing with anything and everything else that has been thrown my way this year. But I do hope for a better 2019 for myself, and if you had a bad 2018, I hope for a much better 2019 for you as well. And if you had a great 2018, I hope for an even greater 2019 for you. So, that's all I have for 2018. If you made it this far, and if you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. And if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I post every Friday, or anything that I'm going to do in 2019, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as the links to my social media, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.